Bro.
What's up? What up? What up?
What's up with it?
What's going on? Welcome to another episode of the Get Up, Get Out, and Get Active podcast. So please, if you haven't already, please like, comment, share, and subscribe to the Instagram page and also the YouTube page. Today I have one of my little brothers here with me today.
Oh man,
it's gonna be a fun episode. Jared, I call him J Dollar, but he also goes by Pen.Houston, right?
Yep, yes sir.
Yeah, right. So before we get into anything, man, just go ahead, introduce yourself to the people, and then I'm gonna get started from there, man.
So my name's Jared. I go Jared Houston. I'm a twin, so that's usually my fun fact, and they always ask it.
Yeah.
I've been a trainer at Edge Voorhees for about 3.5 years.
Mm-hmm.
Got into DJing about 5 years ago. A graduate of Rutgers Camden.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, like when I think about fitness, health, and wellness, especially get up, get active, get out, like just finding ways to incorporate that to your daily lifestyle. Mm-hmm. So when you asked me to come on to this, I was like, oh, hell yeah.
Yeah.
I do a lot of talking on my hands too, so please.
Me too. All right, man, so before we get started, anybody I bring on the podcast, I always have like a funny question to ask them. So I asked someone else this question because they were my manager. My question for them was, what was it like managing me? So now I'm going to ask you, what was it like for me being your boss?
I mean,
be honest.
it was like tough love. It was like you gave it to us real, but you made it fun to get results. It was like you're here to help people. Mm-hmm. And I know, for instance, I had a client who I wanted to help really bad, but she just wanted to sweat. And Rome, he showed me. I was a new trainer. I was like, I just wanted her to get to the result. Mm-hmm. But that was a situation that I really learned as a coach. Like, it's really about knowing the person, what their needs are, what it is. So really insightful, very powerful, and as well as like very understanding. As a brand new trainer, you get into it and you're like, oh, everyone's doing push-pull legs. Nah, bro. It ain't like that.
Yeah. So just to give people more, I guess, perspective or feedback on that scenario. So we had like a client, older lady, and she called in after her first session and was like, hey, I want to cancel. And I'm like, what? What do you mean you want to cancel? You told us about all these results you got to get. She was like, I just feel like in the session, I wasn't like really sweating. And I was like, what? And then we had a conversation. I was like, hey, what'd you do? He was like, oh, you did the right thing, right? She's an older lady, so we're working on her mobility, we're working on her strength, we're stretching, getting her range of motion together. And I was like, yeah, you're doing the right thing, but she has a perspective in her mind for what she thinks training is. And we always call this like putting the medicine in the food. Like, okay, I'm going to give you what you want, but we're also going to make sure we focus on the major things. So I think the best trainers have a good understanding of that. Like, hey, I know what we really got to do, but I'm going to give you a little bit what you want. I'll give you a little bit what you want, for sure. So, yeah, man, so just before we get started, how we met and how we got into fitness and just talking about your childhood, man. Like, where you from? Where'd you grow up at? We'll start there a little bit.
Okay. So I grew up, honestly, almost down the street from here. I grew up like right down 73 in Sturbridge Lakes. And growing up there, like a lot of sports, like basketball, football, track.
Yeah.
So like basketball for me, I know you love basketball too.
Yeah.
Patrick Beverly, TJ McConnell, Ish Smith, like those players, I'm a shorter guy. Yeah. Like that dog mentality that always stuck with me, especially AI. Yeah. I love that. Yeah. So when I was younger, we had this basketball court, really nice on the lake. All like the rich kids from the right will go on there. My community was more middle class. So it'll be us versus them. I was like 7th, 8th grade. We would play against them, and they'll be like, all right, we win. We take the court. Man, there's a bunch of misfits. We would blow them out.
Yeah.
It'd be a lot to a little. I'm playing defense, the full court. We have the skinny kid who's like 5'8", no meat on his bones, hitting like rainbow threes. And like it was magic because it really showed us that like teamwork was everything. So that definitely instilled that in my life now as much as before too.
Yeah. Now you mentioned you had a twin. Is that like a boy twin, girl twin?
So he's my brother, yeah.
Your brother, okay.
I actually brought him to Edge before. I brought him to come to this gym to get in shape. He's in law school right now. Smart kid.
Now, I remember, who was he training with when he was in?
I put him with Corin, and I put him with Brandon.
I remember.
And I also put him with Kaylee. So you can't say I didn't try. I tried my best. I also tried a session with him too. Made him do mountain climbers. He lasted one set. He left.
I remember that, bro. I remember you had him sign up for the challenge with one of the trainers there. I remember that. So what high school did you go to?
I went to Eastern, right down the street. Eastern High School.
With Corin, right?
He was about 2 years below me, I believe.
Okay.
Jameer is 1 year.
So when you came here, did you know him already? Did you know them or?
Not too much. No, I didn't really know him too much.
Yeah. Because you got schools humongous. Like you guys got like.
We got like 2,000 to 4,000 kids.
Oh, that's crazy. That's insane.
Yeah, it was a lot of people.
That's insane. Now I know when we first, not when we first met, but I'm gonna tell you about. I want you to get into how we first met. But you were also going to college for law.
Yeah, I was going for criminal justice sociology.
Yeah. So what happened? What happened with that?
So that was during COVID, around 2019, 2020. So around that time, it was really confusing because everything going on in the world, police brutality, as well as like riots. And I was like, bro, I want to stand on the right side for me. So I took a step back and I was like, what is right for me? So I went to the MLK March in Washington, D.C. with my friends. And I was like, yo, this is the right side of history.
Yeah.
And that really was impactful. I was like, I don't got to go down no rabbit hole, become a cop right out of school.
Right. And
then when we met, that's when I was still in that mindset, like, where do I want to go with this?
Yeah, I think you were like still like, I know in the interview you told us, I think you even told me in the interview, I don't know if this is going to be long term.
Yeah.
Because I'm still in school for law.
I mean, by the time I did start on here, I was done with my 4-year degree with criminal justice sociology.
Okay, so you graduated?
Yeah.
Oh, congrats.
My question then was, do I want to go to law school, go into police academy? What direction do I want to go with it? That's where I was.
So you say you went to the MLK March in DC, right?
Yeah.
So how was that?
Bro, it was beautiful. Yeah. Like everyone together, we all went into, I forget what the name of the little, it's like a little pond or like a fountain. Dude, from one side to the right, me and my boy, two different, like everything. Like we're so different, but we're like staying in the middle of this lake and we're just holding hands and we're like, hand up. These ladies come to our right, to our left. Bro, they spanned the entire width of it. It was like immaculate. Like everyone coming together, especially during COVID.
Okay.
No one even touches. Like you have a mask on, and it's like, wow, like this is such a big cause that everyone's like, nah, I'll put everything on the line just to make sure that like I'm doing the right thing.
Yeah.
So seeing my brother do that with me, I was like, yeah, it's family.
Yeah, that's family, man. That's family. So let's talk about. I know when I originally met you, I was a trainer at Cherry Hill.
Yeah.
And you were training with Dylan as a client. So talk to me about that, man. What made you even want to sign up for personal training as a client?
As a client, I was going through a messy breakup. I was graduating from Rutgers, Camden.
Yeah.
I had a dog. I was moving back home for the first time in like 3 years.
Yeah.
Lived with a girl. Didn't work out. I was very much like, damn, like why? Like what's going on? What patterns am I repeating? What can I do to be better?
Yeah.
And like back then, being a fraternity is like, your whole mindset's like, I'm going to the next party, like where's the next stage? So it's like, damn, I really gotta get it together. Like all that noise, everything outside of that, I was like, I gotta get my mind right. Going to the gym, I'm doing bicep curls. Dylan comes up to me and he was like, what's your goal here? And I'm like, I'm gonna get jacked, man. He was like, well, you're lifting tens on dumbbell like bicep curls. Like why are you doing this? I'm like, I don't know. He's like, what if I told you you're doing it wrong? And I'm like, I'd be pretty embarrassed. I'm like, well, honestly. And what really sold me on him is his brother was right next to me. He was doing the same thing to him. And I was like, damn, me and his brother are in a similar situation, but all he wants to do is help. So I was like, let me go listen to this guy.
Yeah.
Next time I came in, they gave me, I think it was a guest at that point.
Yeah.
They gave me a tour and they're like, oh, we have personal trainers. We're like the meet anyone. I'm like, nah, like sign me up with Dylan, 2x30, whatever that is. I'll see him twice a week.
Yeah, I remember
and I just started from there. I was like, where are we starting? He was like, yo, next Tuesday.
Yeah, I remember that, man. It's so crazy because I remember, and he was like, from what I see, he used to be hard to you sometimes too.
Bro, I'll be late. He'd be like, I'm moving you to 8:30 in the morning. I'm like, man, I live 45 minutes away. And he was like, you better show up 15 minutes early. We're running outside.
Yeah.
And I would run outside. I would run all the way from edge to target, back to edge. And he'd be like, all right, let's go start the session.
Yeah. I remember if he was, and the thing I liked about Dylan, shout out to Dylan, man, if you're watching this, brother.
That's the man.
He was the kind of person that if you showed up late, he would make you do burpees, but he would do them with you.
Yeah.
He'll do them with you. Which means that's like, I'm punishing you, but I'm doing it with you to be like, yo, don't be late. And I think that was a strong sign of leadership. And that was probably like a good introduction of what being a trainer was really like. Because even at that time, Dylan was still fairly new. Like he was, I think by the time he got with you, he was
like
only
3 months, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, he was still fairly new. So yeah, man. So that happened. I think that was maybe like 2 years, maybe like a year and a half before we met. So what made you then take the next step and then apply to be a personal trainer?
I would say it's really just being forced into action. It was going into it. I was talking to my girlfriend at IHOP. She's like, you love training. Like,
Yeah.
you love going to the gym. You're there all the time. You might as well work there.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know, like, I'm thinking about it.
Yeah.
Ed, Dylan didn't work at Cherry Hill Edge anymore.
No,
He was gone. So I was like, I got to do this on my own.
Yeah.
And that's a big component as me as a trainer now. Is like, you got to learn what they teach you.
Mm-hmm.
So like in that time, I was like, there's a direction I can do.
Mm-hmm.
I can use what I know from Edge and from my trainer to help other people. And I was like, I really want to be that light for others.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I went to school for criminal justice sociology. So I was like, oh, this is another way for me to help others. As well as that, you got friends, you got family, you got loved ones. You're like, I want to see them be healthy, as well as yourself. I see a lot of guys when I came to the gym, I'm like, damn, the chest is massive, but that stomach, man. I was like, I'm in the gym 6 days a week. I don't want that stomach. I was like, I can't have that.
Nah.
But what made me become a trainer, honestly, was just the kindness of the staff. They were like, yo, man, you're here all the time. I come in for an interview, we'll see if we're a good fit. And then that's what happened.
Were you working out at Cherry Hill still, or were you coming to Voorhees?
I was coming to Voorhees predominantly. When this one opened up, I came here predominantly.
Because now you're close.
10,
at the time, Cherry Hill Voorhees wasn't open yet when you were training with Dylan.
Yeah, it was about 40 minutes away.
It wasn't open yet.
Far.
Yeah. So I think you called in. I think when you applied, you called in. I don't think we called you. I think you called in.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you showed up, I was like, oh, this is the kid that used to train with Dylan.
Yeah.
I was like, oh shit. All right, yeah, let's go. Let's go talk about this. So so what was that transition period? What was your, as a new trainer, what was like your, because I remember, I think it would be good for people to know, like you struggled in the beginning.
Oh, right? For sure.
So, and this would be really good for new trainers. What would you think is like, what was like your aha moment when you first started training and being like, oh, this is way harder than I thought it was going to be, or this is way different than I thought it was going to be? What was like your aha moment that made you be like, you couldn't prepare for that?
It was dealing with people. It was 100% dealing with other people, different walks of life, motivation styles. I was like, damn, if I want it bad enough, they're going to want it too.
Yeah.
Because as a new trainer, they unpack a lot on you. Like, I just want to see my kids grow up.
Yeah.
I just want to be able to tie my shoes. I just want to be able to look myself in the mirror. And like as a younger kid, I was like 22 years old.
Yeah.
I was like, damn, I want this for him. I was like, I really want this.
Yep.
And then they just wouldn't come back to the gym, spend all this money,
yeah.
and did not show up. And I was like, what is happening? Like, is it me? Is it them? What can I do to bridge the gap?
Yeah.
And it was a slow period too. So like session service is everything. Your ramp up period was 6 months. Yeah. You get the 6K, you get out. So I was like, I gotta get my session service up. What can I do to be better at this? And I realized it wasn't about when I had the red shirt on. It's when I had the red shirt off. It was a leadership when I actually worked out by myself. And I'm like, yo, man, like, you do both? I'm like, yeah, hop in this lift. And then that's when I started getting clientele. So I work out at the hours, see someone struggling, help them out. I'm like, yo, man, like, I work here. I can help you out. Set up an appointment, bang, now I'm training with them. I didn't really rely on, like, sales books. I more relied on, like, my want to help others. If I saw someone with a bad lat pull down, I'm like, they might hurt themselves, I'll do it. Just be genuine, honestly, was what helped me.
For sure, man. So let's say because in the beginning, I think like every new trainer, it's like you don't understand why they tell you all of this in their first appointment. They spend the money and then they don't do it. It's like, what the hell? And then it's like you start to, and then if you're a trainer who really cares, you start taking it personal. Like, yo, what the hell am I doing?
No, that still sticks with me, man. The ones that I missed in the beginning that I know I can help now, I'm like, I can never get her back in the gym. Yeah. But I just know, like, that made me better. But in the moment, I was like, damn, am I cut out for this? Can I really help people? Can I get through them? Because, like, as a trainer in the beginning, you're not making much. Your nutrition is protein shakes on the front for $350. And you're like, damn, like, I'm working 10-hour days. And you're not making much. You're like, I just want to be there for someone to help them. That was really it. Yeah,
that was tough. But then what was the moment where you think you was like, okay, I think I'm figuring it out now. You was able to have a sustainable business.
I'm not going to lie, man. It's probably when Lucas left. It's probably when our best trainer left. And instead of like the clients being dispelled amongst a lot of the trainers, they put it on my lap. They're like, yo, man, this is a 10K book. Here's 5K worth of clients. You're either going to do this or you're going to fold. Which one are you going to do? And that's meaning a lot of different walks of life. The first client, right? I'm not going to say a name, but when she first came in with me, she was like, yo, I want to quit training. Like, I hated it. Every time I tried to quit, I didn't want to train with them. And I was like, yo, let's do it. She's like, it's that easy? I'm like, I'm not going to force you to do something you don't want to do. We do our sessions. She would half-ass the workout. I'm like, yo, listen, like, if that's something you want to do, that's fine. But what's cool about that situation, she came back. Probably 6 months or 9 months later. actually joined the challenge,
Mm.
won the challenge.
Oh,
And
shit.
she was like, my whole mindset shifted. Once you told me that I don't have to do this as a want, she's like, I want to lose the weight.
Yeah.
I want to be in shape.
Yeah.
So when she came in, the mentality was different. She tracked her meals. She came in here, did extra cardio, did everything I said, won the challenge, won a free membership for a year. And I'm like, you just paid off for training.
I remember.
I'm like, you did all that.
Yeah, I remember
and
this.
She told me, she was like, I only did it because like I had the free choice. I wasn't forced into like pigeonholed into you need this. It's like, if you're not ready for it, that's fine.
Yeah, man. I think that's where you get members, especially when you're in the side of the business where you're in control of revenue, where it's like, hey, if you don't want to pay for this today, you don't have to. We're just letting you know what we can do to help you.
Exactly.
But you don't have to do this if you don't want to. I think that make members be like, okay, wait, maybe I should do this thing. Maybe because they're not eager for my money, but they are telling me they can help me.
Exactly.
Right? So I think that's the biggest hardest part.
It's a place from love, not greed.
Yeah.
You're not forcing them to do something. You're like, hey, I want to see you win.
Yeah.
And then once you're like, wait, for real? Like that shit. And I've had people I met, they're like, no, this is too good to be true. And I never see them in this gym again. I'm like, I was just being genuine. Like, this is what you can do.
Yeah.
You don't even got to go to the gym to lose weight. You do X, Y, and Z. And they're like, nah, this man's trying to sell me something. I'm like, that's fine.
Yeah.
If that's what you want to do, that's fine.
That's fine.
But from my agenda, I was like, hey, I helped you. Like, in my mind, I gave you a fresh perspective.
Yep.
That wasn't like, hey, buy this today. Buy it now. It's like, hey, like, when you're ready, come find me. You know where I'm at.
Yeah.
And then when you're a trainer too, my aha moment was seeing that the busier I was, regardless in body, up front, with the client, giving a session to someone who's really trying, that's when people bought into me as a trainer. Yep. That's when they wanted to train with me. Not when I was behind a computer or like handing out supplements. So like, oh, this guy knows what he's doing. He's always with someone.
He's always with someone.
They're always sweating. They're always smiling. They're high-fiving. They're having fun. And that's when I was like, oh, I'm good at this. So I was like, I can be creative. It's not about a Monday when everyone's hitting chest. I'm like, oh, everyone's hitting chest. I know when I work out, I'm hitting legs on Monday because everyone's hitting chest. And like, how do you know that? I'm like, because I do the thing that I'm teaching you.
Yeah, for sure. I think that was that's probably especially for someone like you. The thing I noticed about you early was like, I'm like, yo, he really wants to do this. Like, he really, really wants to do this. And I knew you wanted to do this when it was like your first 3 months. And we're not ramping, like we call it ramping at the company we used to work for. And I was like, you know what? Come in on your day off, and I want you to work a full shift on the day you don't work, and I want you just to learn and do this moving forward. And when you came in that day, you stayed the whole time from 8 to 1 o'clock on your day off. You was with me, you was with Lucas, and I was like, oh no, I told the general manager at the time, I was like, no, he wants to do this. We can't give up. That right there, because most trainers would be like, that's my day off.
Exactly.
Like, yeah, that's my day off. But you like, yeah, whatever.
The way I thought about it was, this is my opportunity to get better at what I do.
Yeah.
And back then, I would say your management was perfect, right? Like, you got everyone bought in. But like the nighttime, like, because usually the manager leaves at like 3 o'clock.
Yeah.
The management wasn't really that good. Like, you would have a trainer, like, he was 10K, but it was more so like, yo, I remember one time as a new trainer, I was sitting there doing a program. He was doing a handoff for himself. Yeah. And he was like, yo, tell this kid I'm the best trainer at Edge. And I'm like, well, it's all derogatory. It depends on who you're trying to train with. Kid looks at me. He's like, tell him right now. And I was like, no, I was like, no, bro, it really depends on what he's looking for as a coach. And I remember that kid didn't buy, and he came up to me. He was like, yo, you're messing up my deals. What's going on with you? And I was like, that's not my job to sell you. You sell yourself.
That's good. That's crazy, man. It's crazy how much stuff happens you don't even know. So now we transition and we start running into some hiccups where, you used to work Sundays, and then, I didn't know you were DJing, right? So you were telling me, I'm like, yo, man, what's going on? And this is good for anyone, any managers out there. Whenever there's a problem with one of your employees, whether they're not being on time or if they're missing days, the first thing you want to do is just ask what's going on. Like, before we make this decision, tell me what's going on, because there may be something that we could do. And once you told me, like, yeah, man, I'm DJing and I'm getting home at 6 in the morning, I'm like, wait a minute, so you're getting home at 6 in the morning, you're gonna be here at 8? This isn't gonna work.
Nah.
Right? So then we had to adjust your schedule. So just tell me about, like, that whole time period, how was you managing both being the DJ? We'll get into your DJ career with being a trainer.
It was definitely really difficult. So I was managing 2 different careers at once,
Yeah.
and basically starting both of them fresh. So trying to time manage, because the company I worked for doing DJ work, it was like, yo man, we got this great gig for you, and I'm like, oh yeah, that's awesome. It's freaking 3 hours away, and I'm like, damn, like I didn't know it was so far.
Yeah.
So I was really learning how to manage coming in here. Also, my clientele base, talking to them, trainerize, also getting more leads.
Mm-hmm.
So my issue then was really just saying no. It was just like overbooking myself.
Saying no. That's a big thing for anyone out there. I still to this day struggle with not telling people no, and I know I should, but I'm like, I can figure it out.
I would say the best thing I learned about saying no to people is really just looking at your calendar, and then once you feel that stress in your stomach, you're like, I can't do this.
I can't do this.
But if you're not looking at your schedule and it's all abstract,
you'll do it.
You'll do it. Yes. You'll be like, oh yeah, I can definitely do this.
Yeah.
Happens all the time with my girlfriend. She's like, let's go do this right after. I'm like, there's no way if I'm DJing until 6 a.m. that I'm coming there at 9 and taking you out for breakfast.
There's no way.
There's no way. There's no way. And if I do, I'm sitting there like,
yeah.
And you don't want that.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. So how'd you get into DJing?
So when I was at Rutgers Camden, I joined a fraternity called TKE.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to my boys. Mm-hmm. I was DJing at frat parties. So after that COVID
were you just like
was different.
On the aux, or did you actually like learn how to DJ? Like how was you?
So actually, my best friend, the same one that went to the MLK March, he was a DJ at the time. I was like, man, I want to learn this. So he's DJing. I'm hype. I'm up there. I'm just like I'm like popping champagne on people. I'm lit.
Yeah,
and I'm just like, yo, I got to do this. So then COVID happened. We had so much free time. I actually had a job as a server at Olive Garden. Mm. And when I did that, I learned how to DJ because like I was still in school. I had to pay for rent. And that entertainment company came. So like, oh, if you wear a mask, you can still work. We still have events. Yeah. So I was like, I need income. Like I'm living on campus. Yeah. I barely have any money for food. Mm-hmm. I just lost my job as a server. Stimulus money at that point was so hard to get. Yeah. Like they weren't giving it out. They're just like, oh yeah, it's gonna come. It's gonna come. Yeah. I was like, oh, I gotta keep the lights on. I gotta do something. Yeah. So the way I learned how to DJ initially was honestly in my room. And then when I went to a frat party, person on aux, awful, dude. Yeah. Ratio was 10-to-1 guy, and I was like, we gotta do something here, man. Yeah. This ain't a party.
This ain't a party.
We got maybe 30 minutes to have people going like this, and that's it. Yeah. So then I started going aux, people started flooding in. More people started flooding in. I'm not gonna lie, I probably had 40 songs on my USB. That's definitely not enough. So I was like, oh shit, what do I do next? So then I got my phone connected too. I was like, I can play on both. So then I was figuring it out on the fly, and then I realized that like I'm not good enough yet. Mm-hmm. And when I realized that, I'm like, I gotta keep practicing. But in the moment, the fact that like I was messing up and I was like embracing like that uncomfortability, I'm like, oh, this is helping me grow. Yeah. Like this is helping me become a better version of myself. Because if I fail right now, I have an opportunity to come back to succeed.
Yep.
So that's how I knew I wanted to do it, especially being someone that I'm not always like extroverted. Like I'm sometimes like introverted. I don't really want to talk too much to people. I want to be left alone. But as a DJ, you gotta carry this persona to be like really like upfront and be like, how you feeling, guys? So really finding that mindset. And I knew that once I found that, I can grow as an individual.
Yeah. So what's like your so you work for a company?
Back then I did.
Yeah.
Now
you're independent now.
Now I'm independent. We got a few companies reaching out. We got some like subcontracts going on, but I would say right now I'm a free agent.
Free agent.
Yeah.
How you like being a free agent compared to working for a company?
Man. Being a free agent is definitely the best way to do it because you can value yourself, the craft that you do. Yeah. When I started, I was an EDM DJ. I was going to festivals probably 3 times a month for like 2 years, right?
Right.
The first bar my company put me in was a country bar.
So you don't get to choose the gig.
No, you don't get to choose the gig, and you don't even know what to play. You're showing up, and they're saying, I played in that spot, and it was only country. I played a little bit of T-Pain. Manager came up to me, and they're like, yo, buddy. I'm like, this is the first time someone danced all night. Like, I'm doing the job for you guys. And they're like, yo, we're not here to make people dance. I'm like, aren't DJs supposed to make people dance? Like, they're supposed to have fun. They're like, nah. I'm like, you guys are killing your own bar. Yeah. So I was like, all right. In my mind, I was like, I'm never DJing here again. Yeah. Next week, company was like, oh, man, we got a great opportunity for you. I'm like, where is it at? And like, the country bar. And I'm like, this place sucks. Like, my friends came there. And like, especially as a DJ, like when you start off, you're like, oh, this is the coolest thing. I'm freaking in front of people. You got this production. Nah, bro, it's not as cool as you think.
Really?
Because your friends are there. It's an empty bar. The service sucks. Like the workers don't want to be there. The whole culture sucks. And now is my coming to age of a DJ. I'm like, oh, if I want to do this, like I really got to put in the effort. I got to find my own events that work for me, but also educate myself on what's the ins and outs of the business. How do I get a booking?
So I'm assuming it's almost parallel to like being like a trainer, independent trainer. It's like,
for sure.
You got to market yourself, got to take care of the people, got to service the people. Yeah, man.
You definitely got to. You got to find ways to connect to others,
Mhm.
as well as like connect to yourself. Like
Yeah.
if I'm playing country now, I'm not gonna lie. You got the channel playing country on the speakers all around us,
Yeah.
and then the other headphone, I'm listening to some bass music, and then they don't know I'm playing that. Songs coming in. Okay, I'm gonna go mix the next one. Give
Yeah.
yourself a little bit. The issue with a lot of DJs is they play what they what they want to play. We had that
Okay.
instinct with Sean at your club.
Yeah.
It was more so like he was mixing well, but it's not what people wanted.
Yeah.
It's about song selection, not the mix.
But I'm not gonna lie. When we announced the kickoff date, everyone was like, "Is Jared coming?" I was like, I didn't even know that. I mean, he seemed like he did well, but they were like, "Nah, man, they got to bring Jared back." I was like, I'll tell him to see if he can make sure he comes, his actual self. Yeah, man. I think, yeah, bro. I mean, I think that it's crazy how you're able to like stretch the parallels and be a personal trainer and also be a DJ. But always like to have my people come on and give advice, right? So we're gonna do for personal trainers. Like, what's your advice to trainers? First thing, when it comes to struggling with keeping clients, like I think the hardest part at the company that we met at is keeping clients. That's the hardest thing, and I think people really don't know how much you got to do that you don't get paid for.
Oh, for sure.
To keep these people, right? So, what's some advice that you got? Because it could be different. It could be different from what I know. So, what's some things that you've seen work to keep client? The word we use retention, but
I'll say step one, treat them like people. Step two, treat them with love. Treat them like family.
Yeah.
Be real with them. Be like, yo, I want to see you win. Let's change the plan. This 8-week challenge isn't meant for weight loss. It's meant to give you a game plan. So 8 weeks from now, we lose 4 pounds of fat. You happy? Yeah. Well, it's a weight loss goal. No, it's not. It's an 8-week challenge for yourself.
Yeah.
How much results can you get in a positive direction in 8 weeks?
Mm-hmm.
So my biggest thing for retention was perspective. Shaping their perspective and be like, hey, like, just because we're in this predicament, say we're not losing any kind of weight. Let's go into InBody. You're losing body fat. Well, I'm not losing weight. You're gaining muscle. That belt, you can't fit into it anymore. It's too big. It's like finding ways to shape their perspective. My retention really came from just treating them like people and being like, hey, like these are big wins. Congratulating them. Be like, the weight on the scale is not everything. Like, of course, that's what you pay me for. That's what we want. That's tip of the iceberg. But let's look underneath of it real quick. And also something my client showed me, it was like, you told me the why. You didn't just say what to do. You actually educated me on how to do it. Because my main thing as a coach, especially with my background, with my coach leaving, I was like, I want you to have this longevity. There's a lot of trainers, they last 4 or 5 months, if that.
3 months, 3 to 12 months is the lifespan of a new trainer.
Exactly. 3 to 12 months. I thought about my perspective. I'm like, how can I give them everything that I know as a trainer, but also how can I continue to grow, to continue giving that service? And I'm still learning. But I also noticed a one-stop app like Trainerize, it sounds good. It keeps you a calendar, but some people just not going to do it.
Not going to do it.
So now you got to ask yourself as a trainer, am I doing everything to retain them? Am I texting them on a Sunday, a schedule like Monday through Sunday? This is what your habits are. Do you know who they are too? Like, what's their goal? Oh, they want to lose 5 pounds the next month. How they do it? Are they tracking their goals? Yes or no? Am I keeping them accountable? I would say the biggest thing for new trainers, keep your clients accountable the same way that you would want your coach to do for you. If you just text them once a week and you see them one time for 30 minutes, you're going to lose them. They're going to lose them. Like, find ways outside of it. Whatever you're comfortable with. You can call them on an off day. You can text them. You can go grab them on the treadmill and be like, come on, raise it up, raise it up. Have fun with it. Because at the end of the day, they're looking at you as guidance. So you got to be the leader in front. You can't just be, they don't want to listen. It's like, why aren't they going to listen? And then find a way to work around it. I would take about, on each client, when I'm done my week, take about 10 to 15 minutes just to journal. Like, how can I help them better next week? After 52 weeks, you got almost every single answer you need. And if you don't, you got that from another client because they have a similar dilemma.
Do you notice when you take this approach to your clients that you get more referrals from them?
I would say the issue with the referrals is the basis of the pricing in a commercial gym. Really, really helpful. It definitely helps out with the referral base.
Okay.
Inside the commercial gym, a lot more anxiety. People are watching you work out.
Yeah.
There's a kind of figurehead, like there's a bad stigma with gyms. If you sign up for training, you can't get out. You sign up for a membership, you can't get out.
Yeah.
So it's getting them to understand that we're not trying to hurt them. Coming to them as people, treating them with love.
Yeah.
Those two topics really showed me the way to keep my clients.
Right.
Hence, I don't think I've gotten, we call it flare bowls, like in a commercial gym. That's walking up to someone, getting someone to train with you.
Yeah.
I've probably gotten 2 in the last year and a half.
Yeah, damn. That's
but
crazy.
I kept all my clientele, and I got referrals from my clientele.
Yeah.
So it's a pipeline. It just depends how you make it, what works for you.
Because that referral might not be a client today. Right? It may be a client in 6 months. But like you said, you're building that pipeline. You can only build that pipeline as if people trust you, like you, and they know you can help them get to their goal. And their goal is not always like tangible. It's not always something you can touch. It may be like, I never thought I would come to the gym 3 days a week for a year. Never. Right? So sometimes I always tell trainers, like, you have to always show them the bigger picture. And you always reframe it. And every week you're really selling yourself again for the next week. You're like, hey, next week we're going to be doing this. Hey, next week, next month, next year.
And you told me that. That's forecasting.
Always, every week you're forecasting. Every week you're forecasting because we don't know that we live in these doors. They're only in these doors for 3 hours a week. If you really think about it, we're in these doors 12 hours a day. So when they leave, there's so much thing that can distract them from what we're trying to do. So that's why I always say you gotta talk to them about the next couple of days, weeks, or they're gonna be like, yo, I gotta cancel this, man. I can really be saving this money, right? And then not to say we don't want them to save the money, but if we know there's something that they need, can we keep them on the right path to stay consistent?
Is that, but it's also teaching them it's a new skill.
Right.
That's for like 6 months.
Right.
The same thing, like you can learn how to work out, but if you don't know nutrition, which is a separate skill, you're not gonna get the result you want.
Yep.
Coupled in with sleep, stress, medications, knowing. But the thing I learned as a trainer, it depends on how your body actually reacts to it.
Yeah.
Like someone could be really good with strength training, right? The next person can be really good with HIIT training. I know for me, because I did track growing up, if I want to lose body fat for the summer, I'm doing wind sprints. I'm doing that 2 to 3 times a week.
Yeah.
I'm doing compact movements twice in a week.
Yeah. Now, when you ran track, what did you do? The 400s or?
It was a lot, dude.
Yeah.
So I did 400s. I did
open 400s.
Yeah, I did relays. I did the 100. I did long jump. I did pole vault.
Yeah.
And I did the 4x4. So they did like relay races.
Oh, so you did the relay, the open 4, 100s, no 200s?
Nah.
No 200s, and no hurdles.
No hurdles. No. They had me on the pole vault though. That was crazy.
Pole vault. Yeah. That's crazy.
I was gassed. I'm like, all right, you're up. And I was like, bro, I just ran.
Yeah, I just ran. That's crazy.
But man, I wish I knew about nutrition back then. If we had a nutritionist in school, I would have performed so much better.
Really?
You're leaving school and you're in that bus, and if you don't pack lunch, you're going to Pen.Houston. You're there for another 3 hours. You haven't eaten since what, 11?
Yeah. It was the same thing when I played basketball in high school. We would get out, have lunch at 1 o'clock. We'll, school's over at 2:45, get on the bus. We go to Delran for a basketball game. And we're on varsity, so we're not playing until 6 o'clock.
Exactly.
So you haven't ate since 12:30. And then what do they have out? Pizza. So we're like, man, fuck that, man. We're going to get us a slice of pizza. So it's crazy. I think the world is changing now. I think at least when I was coming up, it was just pizza right before the game, and think about how much better we could have played, man. So that's crazy. I didn't know you ran track. I didn't know.
I did that, basketball, played baseball when I was younger, did swim, broke my forearm in 2 places in football. That was crazy.
Yeah.
That was my freshman year.
Yeah.
That hurt so bad.
God, how'd you do that?
I got tackled. So they called me speed sticks. I was shifty. I was fast.
Yeah.
Think about like what's his name? Think like Boston, like Scott. Like he's playing the Giants. I'm breaking one for 70.
Yeah.
Issue is that like I didn't have the body, like the size, because I was like maybe like 115, 20, like track player.
Yeah.
So like I'll be shifty, and what happened? It was seniors versus freshmen. They wanted to play after practice.
Oh my goodness.
So I was like, I'll run it. Let's go, freshmen. Let's go. I've been on that campus for 3 weeks. So I break a tackle. I'm running to give me a little thing. I'm running. I break a tackle. push him down. I'm just like, I got you. And the next guy, he grabs me by my underwear, the back. I'm like, I'm not going down. The next guy, he jumps on me, and I'm like, pushing. The third guy decks me, right? I go down right on my arm with all the weight. Yeah, snaps in 2 spots.
Ooh, damn.
And then they're like, "Oh, get up." My arm looks like an accordion, man. Like it's like in like 3 spots.
Damn.
And then the guy looks at me, who was, all the seniors ran off. The coach comes up to me. He was like, "Oh, yo."
Yeah.
So I'm sitting there, and I'm like, damn, my career's over. I was like in and out of like consciousness. They gave me penicillin. I was allergic to it. I had no idea.
Oh,
so
shit.
I woke up throwing up, bro. My arm's in the sky like this. I'm like, holy shit.
That's a whole episode you had.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That was crazy.
That's crazy. That is crazy, man.
I remember playing basketball 3 months after surgery. Hence, they didn't even give me a cast. It was crazy. They gave me a little splint thing.
Yeah.
And I was like, I definitely need a cast. Yeah. That was cool. I played basketball with one arm. That's how I learned how to dribble left.
Oh.
So like they were trying to like cookie me my friends, and I'm like, oh, you can't even get the ball from me with one hand.
One hand, yeah.
So that's when my layup package came on the left.
Oh, yeah, for sure, man. Yeah, I think, man. I think some different things people could take from today, man, is number one, dedication. It sounds like is what it sounds like the biggest thing, and it sounds like you're applying it to both your careers, being a trainer, athlete, growing up, and then also DJ, man. So, I definitely want to commend you, especially people don't know, and just to give some people some insight, like the company, that we met at, you've been able to maintain your business being like what we call part-time, like being like, you're basically like an independent contractor here, which is not easy to do, right? So, man, this is someone if you guys are any new trainers out there or anybody that really wants to be able to like help people sustain the business, man, this is something I would definitely reach out to, ask for advice, always, man. So what I want you to do, man, before you finish up, man, I just want you to just, one thing, I want you to just tell me, what do you want to be remembered for? And then make sure you plug all your social medias, Instagrams, and stuff like that.
So one thing that I want to be remembered for is my light, like my heart, my mind, my courage. Because the main thing is you got 2 paths in life. You can be rotten, life hits you, you're a victim.
Yep.
Or you can rise above that and be like, damn, this shit's hard.
Yep.
But I'm still going to get back up. I'm going to be the light for others. So that when it's dark, I know I got to go dark. It's like, no, you keep walking down that path with light. So I want them to remember me by my light.
Yeah. Being
that person that can pave a way, but like, damn, I didn't even know this was a way. Because at my club, part-time wasn't a thing. They fired almost every trainer.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm part-time. They're like, whoa, that doesn't exist. Your last 1 month, 2 months, we're going to get rid of all your assessments. We're just going to make it hard. I was like, okay, fine. That's cool. Fine. Whatever you need to do to make me part-time. No healthcare, nothing like that. I was like, fine, that's fine.
Yeah.
I'll make it work.
Yeah.
About 2 years in that position, they told me cast about a month, 2 months. And what I realized was like, you just got to double down on yourself.
Yep.
If you let someone tell you what your value is or what your time is, you're always going to be like, I'm a system. Like I got to be a system trainer. And I was like, I want to be more than that.
Yeah, man.
I don't want to be here 5, 6, 7, 8 years down the line, stuck at say $50K a year, and I'm working 6 days a week.
Yeah.
You don't get to see your loved ones. You don't got to do any of that. So
tough business, man.
That's why with trainers now, I call myself a Persuado FM. I never took the role, but I feel like when I taught them, especially newer ones or even like more vets, I'm like, yo, by your perspective, how do you want to help people? And also being more so selective with your clientele, because if they don't want it and you're putting all this energy, it's like, do I even want to work with you?
Yeah, that's the tough part.
Like, do we match the mindset? And there's some people who do it and some people who don't, and that's fine. You could also give them recommendations, bring them somewhere.
Yeah.
So I'll definitely say that. And what was the second question? That was the
man. I just want you to make sure you can plug all your social media, your info, where people can find you, everything like that, man.
So my info on that, Instagram is Pen.Houston. That's my DJ account. My fitness account is Jared Houston Fit. So those are both on Instagram. As well as that, Facebook, that is Jared Houston. The main thing with all those accounts, as you see most of it, is do good, be good, be a good person, share your light, and help people out. Like, it doesn't take anything to be nice. Like, it's not financially backed. You could find ways to give back to others.
Yeah.
So do that. You'll see how it pays off. Make space for opportunity, and opportunity will come. But the perspective has to be there. Allow yourself to know, yo, I'm ready. Even if you're not. Before we even got into the car, like before I even got in here, 444 came up.
Yeah.
And that means to accept your surroundings, accept opportunity, say yes. And that's the biggest thing. A lot of people are like, I don't know how to do this.
Yeah.
I can't do this. It's like, no, speak something else. Be like, hey, I'm learning.
Yeah.
I'm finding ways to win. This is my opportunity. I'm ready. So definitely, my guy Rome definitely taught me that on a perspective of being like, be yourself. When you're in a room of strangers, just be yourself. Don't interject, especially as a manager too. His management role was fire because it allowed people to see, yo, this job should be fun, but it's serious to get people results. You don't want to hurt anyone. You want to find ways to help them win, get to the nutrition goals. But the main day is like, be a real person. Don't treat people like, we got this company quota. Everyone has to be at 10K. And it's like, bro, I just lost $3,000 in revenue. Like, how you think I'm living, bro?
Yeah, how you think?
So it's like that's real people life. It's like
yeah,
when you see the numbers, yeah, you can be like, oh, this trainer's not trying.
Yeah.
But what are they going through?
Yeah.
How are they living their day to day? And how can I be a role model for them? There's a lot of people who do personal training. This is their first and sometimes only personal training job.
Yeah.
And that's how the management treats them.
Yeah.
They a lot of times they give up. So like, oh, this isn't for me. And it's like, that place just wasn't for you.
Yeah, for sure, man. I always had a thing, man. It's like, before I give up on this person, I'm gonna make sure I try everything before you give up on someone, man. Especially in this field, because no one enters this field to give up. No one. Everyone enters this field. Now they may have a reality of how hard it is, or if you're working for a big box gym, what your quotas are, but no one enters it to be like, if it doesn't work out, I just want to quit. And I think the real leaders take ownership of someone else's success. Right?
No, you have to. You got to find inspiration from people around you. Every person can give you that perspective change. One conversation. Like the meetings that I love to have when you were still like the GM, FM at this location was just changing our mindset. Like, yo, you're really the difference. When they walk in, put on a face. You might be going through something, but find a way to make them feel accepted. Because you don't know what they're going on at home. This is their escape. And if they want to do an in-body and it's like, Thanksgiving, treat them like people. You don't want to be weighed right after Thanksgiving dinner. Let's go weigh them every 3 weeks. All right, third week, it's the day after Thanksgiving. Are you going to do that? No. If you think, you're going to be like, maybe I shouldn't. But if you had a manager that was like, every 3 weeks, you're not doing your job. Come on. But that's a good leader. A good leader understands the room and understands how to treat people.
Yes, sir.
Because at the end of the day, personal trainer. You got to be personal.
Trainer. I think people always forget that first word. It's personal trainer. It's not like, just trainer or instructor trainer. It's like personal trainer. I think if anybody pick anything from this, if you want to be a successful trainer, some things I think you should be looking into. You should be looking into motivational interviewing. You should be looking into how to communicate your perspective to other people. If you can figure those two out, you can literally, what you do on the floor, almost not say it won't matter, but it won't matter as much if you can communicate effectively with people and make people feel like, this person probably cares about my goals more than I do. Now your clients will feel bad, like, damn, man, Jared is trying everything, and here I am. Now they apologizing to you. Like they're like, I'm sorry. You're like, you don't want to lose weight, you're apologizing to me. But that's a sign. That's a sign of a good trainer, a good leader. And I think people gotta understand, like, we're mentors. I mean, you may be, in your 20s, your client may be 50, but in this realm, you're their mentor. I think we gotta remember that too, man. So, Jared,
my man, bro,
appreciate you coming on to the show, man. I hope you guys found some value in this episode. We're definitely gonna have you back. Soon. Maybe after the challenge, you can tell everybody how the challenge was, and talk about how the DJ events was and everything like that. But we'll definitely have on a guest on the show again. Remember, like, comment, subscribe to the Instagram page, to the YouTube page. Get up, get out, get active. Peace.